Good morning. Social media for social change. Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Instagram. TikTok. I use this shit for working. I don't use it for twerking. Remember that. See that? That's my store on Falls Road. That's the Supreme Court of the United States. Alright? April 7th. April 11th, 2011. April. Alright? See how long I've been doing this? That's my mother and my father. And this is Baltimore County. I was kidnapped by the state of Maryland at the hands of Scott Shellenberger because I was making a documentary about the war on drugs. That's the Supreme Court. See who that is? That's the clerk. See who this is? That's Matt Brandon Scott. That's Judge Badar and Chief Justice Roberts of the Supreme Court. Alright? And that's Governor Westmore. And that's me when I started my business. I started cooking in Owings Mills. These are my customers. That's Attorney General Anthony Brown. That's Governor Westmore. That's city, county, state, and federal levels. I am Dred Scott. I support David Trone 2024, all right? But before Trone get elected, he got to do his job in the seat he's sitting in. I'm getting ready to send this to David Trone as evidence. I want a federal investigation about my illegal incarceration. City, county, state, and federal levels. Dred Scott, Maryland's prison industry. That's Judge Turnbull. He ain't here no more. That's Erek Holder. If you go directly to Senator Antonio Hayes, he got a book, and it's called I Am Dred Scott. It's a screenplay for a movie. All right? It's a screenplay for a movie. It got everybody's names in it, it's got his date in it, and it's got movie releases in it. That's Brian Frosh. That's Governor Larry Hogan. We talking about voter suppression in the 2014 elections and the 2022 elections. That's BOPA, Baltimore Arts and Promotions. That's Mayor Stephanie Rawlins Blake. That's Xavier Conway. All right. So you're getting a gist of this, right? That's Baltimore County. I never got my property back, and I never got a trial. That's Baltimore County Police Department. See the date? 2/21/2011. See the date? 2/7. See the date? See the time? That's a waiver of rights, my Mirandas. I was making a documentary about your courts. That's Kwa'isa Mfume. All right? For more information about Mr. Davis, he'll be found on Facebook page. All right? I've been doing this on Facebook since 2007. Social media for social change. I'm a whistleblower. In Fox 45, the shielding law don't apply to you. Fox 45, that's Kai Jackson. All right, Fox 45. That's the Department of Justice. See that, dear friend? That's my Department of Justice ID number right there. I'm a cook, I'm a caterer. I've been working in Baltimore since 1998. Remember me now? That's me, the cook. I support Zeke Cone, all right? That's Mark Clark in the Big Fat Morning Show when he first came to Baltimore. This was at the Milford Mill Swim Club. Like I said, that's the Baltimore Sun. That's the Baltimore Sun. And that's Armstrong Williams. Can't even see him, he's so dark, but that's Armstrong Williams. All videos and everything, all right? You got to turn that over. That's Ivan Bates, and that's Mayor Brandon Scott. Y'all got to turn everything that y'all got over. That's voter suppression. Ivan Bates, you seen me a lot of times, so I put it all on film. That's Kai Jackson. You did the first story on me. Remember that? Hard Look, when you was with WJZ. Your daughter used to go to Garrison Forest. Yeah. She was an equestrian. That's Clack Clack. Soft and comfy. A toilet seat. Endorsed by Clack Clack. Because she running for that seat. You running for that seat, I got something to cover your ass. It's soft and comfy. That's Fox 45. I told you, no live feeds, and then you banned from the streets. Social media for social change. When I holler mic check, I shut you down. I put the camera in your face. Only thing between me and you is airing opportunity. Y'all better start sucking it up. These are the supporters of Shorties. All right, that's me in Baltimore Magazine. All right, art and activism, the art of protest. One man's garbage is another man's gold. I asked for a trial and I never got it. So I sent it to Jared Jimenez, CNN. CNN gonna get it in a couple more days. But this is what you got now. We're gonna take a stoop. That's evidence. These are the cases. I never got a trial for these cases. All right? And that's the States Attorney's Office. The States Attorney, Greg Bernstein, had this on February the 2nd, 2011. 5 days later, y'all locked me up. Bernstein, Belfield had this information. They let Baltimore County lock me up because if you'd have took me to Baltimore City, y'all had to turn over that information. That's the Baltimore City seal. I blew the whistle on y'all. Illinois, Maryland, city, county, state, and federal levels. You see who got that? Ampry got that. That's Obama. See that? That's the White House, 2009. President Obama. You feel me? So David Trone, you sitting in that seat now. You got to do your job. That's the IRS. I need a federal and a state audit. Jamie Raskin, you was a delegate Raskin when I started this. Mikulski, you ain't sitting in the seat no more. Prosecutorial immunity don't apply to you. Steny Hoyer, it's Constitution Day. Do blacks have rights in which white America respects? Make my funk the P-Funk. I want my funk uncut. I told Commissioner Harris when he came here, do your job or lose your job. As a matter of fact, quit. And you quit. You see who that is? All right? You see who that is? David Trone has always protected access to abortion. That's Delegate Pena. You speak up for David Trone, but you ain't said nothing about me. You stand for Tennessee and you won't say nothing about me. That's Delegate Stephanie Smith. See who that is? All right? And that's Jared Jimenez. We talking about voter suppression by the Democratic and the Republican Party. All right? You talking about filing false papers with the courts. That's James Hammond on Applecroft. That's Julie Enser. James Hammond filed these papers with the court and said that he didn't know nothing about what was going on. Jake Davis was fired in November of 2007. All right? James Hammond and Jake Davis wrote an illegal lease. Jake Davis and James Hammond wrote an illegal lease in February of 2008. I need a federal and state audit from February of 2008 to the present date. James Hammond was still receiving checks in my name. In my name. So he has a lot to do with this. I got sole proprietorship. I got a lease with James Hammond, and he can't enter into a contract with nobody else. He can't let that man on my property. James Hammond knew I fired my son in November before I went home in December. That's me and Governor O'Malley. He was Mayor O'Malley when I started this. Get Shorty. See that? Get Shorty. All right? Get Shorty. And I'm still standing. When Governor O'Malley see me, he don't like that shit. That's Mayor Brandon Scott. Shorty, pull your mask up? No. You ain't gonna be crying, smiling and laughing no more. You ain't gonna be smiling and laughing no more. Neither is Worley. It's election year. I support Brandon Scott for election. But by November, we're gonna have a federal investigation into your office. By November, you might be going to jail. If Kwame Kilpatrick can go to jail, you can go to jail. It's hard to raise your kids when you locked up. Y'all tried to lock me up. You took me away from my family. It's a fair exchange. You was a councilman when I started this. I remember what you did. I know who owns you. That's me, an interstate compact. That's my FBI number, all right? And that shows you that I was out of state. That shows you I was out of state. See the FBI file number? All right? I was out of state. I want to testify in front of a federal grand jury. That's Greg Bernstein and Greg Bernstein's office in 2014. Like I said, that's my Department of Justice number. Visitor's pass to the department, to Greg Bernstein's office. You feel me? So y'all got this. That's Asselbrook. Ask her about me. That's Dick Gregory. Yeah. That's Adrian Jones. She got my paperwork. I support Johnny Oleski, but the same thing applies to you. He wrote a letter for the Department of Justice to investigate in 2019. They ain't did it yet. That's Bill Ferguson. You got work to do, because you got information too. Like I said, a postal inspector in the United States Supreme Court. Heddleman. See that? Dwayne G. Davis, 1402 Lochner. That's Judge Boris, Governor O'Malley, Governor Quinn. See who got that? Judge Bell, Chicago FBI, Baltimore FBI, and that's the Judge Boris. And it's notarized. I'm a whistleblower in the courts. And that's Governor Westmore. He got that. We are employing any and appropriate officials in the state of Maryland to assist Shorty in his efforts to find justice in Illinois. That makes it Dred Scott. You feel me? So Governor O'Malley, Mayor Brandon Scott, Dred Scott 2024. I support David Trone. That's Bopa. See who that is? Governor Westmore. See who that is? Broshin. Shit. I just spilled my coffee.